Okay, now that I have the watches backs open, this is the 3 watches that I showed you earlier. Now they're open. If you'll notice, you see the movement inside. This one has a single back. These have inside covers. And so sometimes the metal on the inside cover will be different than the actual case. In this case, this looks like it's the same metal. Sometimes this will be less valuable material right here. This part, this cover, okay, inside cover. And on this silver watch, this inside cover is not silver. You can tell it's completely different. It even has a small engraving on it, okay? And you can see it's relatively the same materials inside. They're just different sizes, okay? And how do you identify a watch? You look for the serial number. I don't know if you can see it. It's very tiny. On the video it's not going to show, but there's serial numbers, little tiny serial numbers, and you can look up those serial numbers. If the watch on the front, lots of times will have if you're looking for a manufacturer, it should be on the movement, and that'll date the watch. And most often the case and the movement are the same age. You can't always assume that, but most often it's probably the original movement in the original watch, okay? And some of them have very little information, like for this one. Even though it has the basic, the basic workings, the more important watches would have their makers on them. These are more generic or not as important, simply because we don't know who made them, okay? So I'm going to work on the larger watch just because it's easier to photograph.